Our coaster count is 184. A third of she can sing alphabets backwards. So after this, make sure to ask her that. I'd love to see that. All right, next we have Iva, the water coaster. Fun fact, Iva's happily married to her husband Brian. They have 2 daughters, and when they're not riding coasters, she's enjoying reading romance novels, watching Disney movies, and leading her Girl Scout troop, her daughter's Girl Scout troop. So round of applause for them. All right, next we have Derek from Extreme Grove. He's been a part of it for his entire life, or as long as he can remember. And yeah, give him a round of applause. Next we have Josh from Cheap Enthusiasts. They have 214 posters. He's his #1 dog dad and the world's thriftiest poster enthusiast. Let's see if anyone can challenge him to that. Next we have Jeremy from Buckeye Coasters. Kings Island, but he loves to come to Kentucky Kingdom, that's for sure. Alright, next we have Scott Schaefer from Coaster Choice and Upstop Media. We have between 600 to 700 coasters, and aside from the theme park video production, Scott is also an executive bourbon steward. Welcome to Kentucky. Alright, now we have Sarah from Coaster Studios, Upstop Media, and G4s. She says she invented the wheel. We haven't fact checked that yet. But aside from that, she's been to 23 national parks. And last but surely not least, we have Gabby Gomez from G4's Coaster Cruise, Best Stars, and more. She is also an artist and panelist in a coaster count of 147. She's also a graphic designer who loves Maverick way too much. All right. Let me have the news. All right. One big round of applause for our panel right here. Thank you guys all for being here. Sweet. All right, we're going to start by just going around and asking each person one question, an easy softball to get it started. We'll start with Sarah here. She's right here. What is the backstory behind the rollers? Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh my God. So actually, it's really funny, and Scott was 50% of the story here. We were literally just sitting around at your house, and we're like, how can we really stir things up in the roller coaster community? And we're like, what if we just start calling them rollers instead of coasters? And we posted online thinking everyone would ignore it or just please stop. And it's actually kind of become a thing. So if you're one of those people out there that says rollers, thank you.
I need a head count. Who actually says rollers? Anyone?
Raise your hand, please.
Cue the crickets. Cue the cricket noises.
I love all of you.
All right, next we're going to Scott. Scott, what's the most interesting video shoot, photography shoot you've ever done at a music park?
Oh, I don't even know where to begin. There've been so many sketchy ones. I filmed the POV of a zip line. Instead of using a GoPro, I used a gimbal, and I felt like one of those action cinematographers going down the zip line with the gimbal, hitting the end, swinging out. I've also, I filmed a slingshot from the platform. I mean, within inches of getting kicked. Absolutely terrifying. And probably the other most scary one, which of all things is, if anybody knows the Sea Glass Carousel it's in New York City, Manly Park. Literally walking through the ride, trying to film a gimbal, and while it's operating, and literally you can get crushed between 2 fish. So I'm trying to watch the monitor, watch the ride. Absolutely nuts, but it's always an adventure. It's never a roller coaster. It's the sketchiest thing. It's always something else.
Thanks, Scott. All right, now we're going to go to Derek. How do you juggle your day at the park, getting credits, capturing footage, getting your kids on rides, etc.? What's your secret?
Well, technically, I don't juggle it well. I don't know if that was me. I think it's a challenge. First and foremost, when I come to a park, I try to find out what the park policies are on the parent swap. Because if you don't know what you're doing with a parent swap, sometimes it can be a complete disaster. You'll go to the back of the park thinking that their policies are a lot like a different park, and it's not, so you end up walking to the front of the park just to pick up a sheet of paper. But yeah, once I start getting on the roller coasters and riding, me and Kara obviously we're swapping out. So usually while I'm riding, she will try to take some photos of the roller coasters. If it's a really long line, she'll take the kids on the rides. And then once we swap and she rides, then I'll try to get some video of the roller coasters. So the day it has to be very much planned out so you get everything done. Sometimes you just can't get the whole thing done in one day with the family, so I have to plan that out. So we'll spend like 2 or 3 days at the park to make sure we get everything that we need.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Next question we have from Ella. Ella, if you guys know, she's on TikTok. Has some great videos on TikTok. So I want to hear your creative process, your inspiration behind your TikToks, because they're fantastic.
Yeah, sure. Am I live now? Okay. Sorry. So TikTok is kind of difficult because it's so like trend based. So to like stay up with TikTok, you have to like watch enough videos to find like what is trending, like what sounds are trending, what like captions and stuff is trending. So I usually I'll like scroll through before I'm like gonna sit down and make TikToks to find out like what is trending, like find the trending sounds, and then I'll save them. And I usually record like a lot of TikToks at once, so like sometimes 5 or 6, and then I'll post them throughout the week. I post 1 TikTok a day, so it's a lot to keep up with. But it's actually a lot more work than I think most people think. And even though, it is usually like a 10 or 15 second video, there is like a lot of editing that goes behind it as well. And to do that every single day, especially when I graduated in May, but when I was a college student and I was doing TikTok every day and taking an extra class and working, it was a lot. So I try to keep it varied. I do like a lot of ride operator content on Ride Operated Cedar Point, and enthusiast content, and also videos for new enthusiasts to help them learn about. So I have like a few different topics that I can like bounce around from. And then
that's great. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, the algorithm, you guys know the algorithm. We all hate the algorithm. But the TikTok algorithm is one that we've not figured out here at Kentucky Kingdom. So we might get some tips from Ella. All right, we're going to Gabby. Gabby is one of our artists and panelists. As you saw her Storm Chaser piece on before, absolutely fantastic. How did you start doing posters? Come in.
Can you hear? Okay. Well, I am a director, so I went to art school and everything for design, and I just really wanted to find a way to combine my love for roller coasters and design. So I started messing with what I call posters. I posted them all over the internet, and people kind of really like them. So I really thank you. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, again, you guys saw, most of you, I think, were here. We have amazing coaster posters you can buy at 5D Store, made by our amazing artists every year. So, Dr. Jeremy, how did you come up with Buckeye coasters? How'd you come up with that?
So, Buckeye coasters took like 2 weeks to come up with. I was sitting at home wondering what kind of unique name I could come up with. I mean, you have the names of like you guys down here, all the different names, all the panelists. You have Coaster Studios. I mean, you have everybody. I mean, you have the big social media names that are out here right now. So coming onto the scene, it was really hard coming up with a name. So I was like, okay, I'm from the state of Ohio, so what are we known for? Buckeyes. So then I was like, my passion of coasters, I was like, I've been in the industry for 20 years, from being a ride operator at Kings Island to my love of just going out to the parks and riding coasters. Why don't put the two together? And then I was like, okay, I'm a huge Ohio State Buckeyes fan, so OH? OH? So I was like, hey, Buckeye coasters work, so let's go with it. So that's when Buckeye coasters
were born. That was great, Jeremy. Well, watch out, Sarah might be coming from Buckeye Rollers. Not sure about that, so just watch out for her.
So that's how Buckeye coasters were born. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, great. We need a coaster club at Jesse's Buckeyes. If you need to start that, I'm there.
There you go.
All right, I have a Wildcat Coaster giveaways are always a great thing. I see you're doing a giveaway today as well. What leads you to be so generous to the coaster community with your giveaways?
So the reason why I do giveaways is I want to give back to all my followers and thank them for everything they do to support Wildcat Coaster. So thank you guys so much, by the way. And we do giveaways every now and again, especially during certain events like today. I'm doing a giveaway for Keys to the Kingdom, where it's at a random time today. I'm actually going to give a ultimate prize giveaway bag for 1 male and 1 female, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in the bags. I don't know what's in it. I just threw a bunch of stuff in, but when Wildcat Coasters does giveaways, 95% of everything that I give away is something that my husband and I have purchased on our own out of our own pockets. The parks do not donate very much to us, so it is our contribution to thank you guys for everything that you do to support Wildcat Coasters.
Yeah, thank you so much, Andrea. That's great work in the community. I appreciate you. All right, Josh. All right, this is one of my favorite questions. How and why are you so disgustingly cheap?
So, I started out, just like many of you guys, watching YouTube videos, watching content on the internet, Instagram, basically all of these guys. And I always thought to myself, I was like, how the heck do they travel to these places and afford this? I was like, they must have like these awesome jobs. So I started like experimenting, and I went to like Disney really cheap, and then I went to Texas really cheap, and then I was like, you know what, I have a channel. So I'm gonna start talking about, you know, how you can go to different places and really not spend a whole bunch of money.
That's awesome. Some may say he's only a panelist because they can get in free. I think that might be the only reason he's a panelist, right? That true? That true? All right, thank you guys. Give you guys a round of applause just for their intro. We're gonna go to round robin. You guys, any of you guys can answer on all these, and we want to hear your guys' opinion. That's why they're here. So I want to hear, what's the funniest thing you've seen at an amusement park? I'm sure you guys have some interesting ones.
Jefferson.
Oh, okay. Hey, good night, guys. I'll see you guys next year. Funniest thing you've seen in an amusement park besides me?
This happened at Mount Olympus like last week. So a guest comes off the ride and notices that his phone is not in his pocket where it was when the ride started. And so he comes off the ride and he says, I got pickpocketed. And he's like checking all the seats. And he's like, who stole my phone? I'm like, well, I'm guessing it was Hades Tunnel, but.
Okay, I have one, and it actually happened here at Kentucky Kingdom, so it's going to make it even better. We were in line for a lightning run, and the guy in front of us was loading the train, and he did not fit into the seat when they were trying to put the lap bar down. So the guy stands up and starts taking off his pants and the hoodie he was wearing. He had stuff underneath, by the way. He had swim trunks, so he wasn't all, you know. And by the time he got done taking off the extra layer, the lap bar did go down and the train was clear to go.
Pro tips. All right. Everyone good with that one? I'm curious, how is your trip to Kentucky Kingdom recent versus the first time you ever visited Kentucky Kingdom? Your most recent trip, which could be today, versus your very first trip to Kentucky Kingdom.
I'll take it. So the first time I visited Kentucky Kingdom, I had this whole trip mapped out, and I was like, I'm gonna hit up Kentucky Kingdom. I'm really gonna take a day and absorb the park. And I went to the water park. I was so relaxed. This weekend has been so ridiculous. Okay, obviously I'm in town. I was at Hollywood Nights. I was at Kings Island. I graduated college yesterday in the car watching YouTube. I've just been having this jam-packed, I'm just so happy to be here. I'm running on manic energy right now. So, awesome.
Literally, I agree with you 100%. I think I came here with 4 hours of sleep last year, and this year I have 30.
Who hasn't slept? Has anyone not slept at all? Oh, we got some hands up.
Some of you slept.
Hey Jefferson, I'm gonna do it. The first time I was here, there was a certain snack that's not here yet that's coming. And that's what I'm waiting for, the anticipation. Who's ready for cinnamon bread?
Come back, July 1st, cinnamon bread, right out of Blue Gas Bakery.
That's a big difference from my first ever visit to now. Waiting on that cinnamon bread.
We're ready for it.
Well, my first visit to Kentucky Kingdom was in 2003. So there was a completely different lineup of roller coasters. The biggest baddie obviously was Chang at the time. There used to be Greased Lightning right over there. There was Roadrunner Express, Wild Mouse coaster. So yeah, the park has definitely stepped it up since then. And of course there was this random drop tower that we're not supposed to talk about that was here at that time.
Yeah. If you guys are going to the Boneyard tour today, you'll actually see some of those rides. We actually have a few of the pieces of Grease Lightning still remaining back in our Boneyard. So get some great pictures there. It's probably bigger than all of us. It's really, we have some really cool things back there that no one has seen since those days. And you guys will be the first ones to see it. We spent a lot of time clearing that out and really enjoy it. Take a lot of pictures because who knows the next time you'll see it or if you will see it again. But that'll be exciting. Boneyard tour will be later today.
So I'll grab this one too. So my first visit to Kentucky Kingdom was actually in 2000. I was on spring break in high school, and we spent 3 days at the park, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And like after Friday, it was like, what do we do? We've done everything. Because there's like 4 roller coasters here. Yeah, so we spent 3 days here. It was like way too much time. If I were to come back now, I mean, I'll be spending 3 days here. I mean, I could spend 3 days riding Storm Chaser. It'd be a totally good time. So, yeah, nah, T3 not so much. Yeah, it was called T2 back then. But yeah, that was my first time. I mean, I love seeing all the improvements in the park. I love having the park go from, I mean, you know, it had Shang and Twisted Twins was still here. And now it's like we have RMC, you know, Gravity Group. We have, you know, the awesome Chance ride. I mean, it's just a completely different park. And now the Hershey's taking over. Got some food to look forward to, so that's exciting too.
Thank you so much. Did everyone get on that question? Okay, great. You guys are all creators. I just want to know, what projects are you most proud of? Current, you're working on. I want to know what you guys are really proud of, because you all do amazing work. Everyone here wants to know, what are you proud of?
Okay, so I'm really, really proud of all the support G-Force has gotten and what Flora and I created. I never in a million years expected, especially last night, the female takeover on Voyage. I literally cried like a little baby, as you guys all saw on my post and everything.
We filled 6 trains of all girls. 6. We had 1.5 last year. Literally amazing.
I'm still mind blown, and I'm just like very, very overwhelmed by all the support. I'm just trying to create a safe space for like all the women in this community. This is a male-dominated community, and that's totally okay. But you know, us girls need a space to feel empowered with one another, feel safe, connect with one another. Thank you.
That's great. You're a lot of fun. G-Force and all the things you guys have done in the community. It's been actually been fantastic. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys know for the last year, Taylor's been working on the Rockin' Out Construction documentary, and Scott and I are on the film crew for that. So we've been traveling all over the country, specifically spending a ton of time out in Portland, Idaho, where the company's based. And the things that we've learned about RMC, which I'm sure all of you already love the company already, once you watch this documentary, you will have an appreciation for this company that is beyond what you could possibly imagine. And the creative process that Taylor has had for this has been absolutely mind-blowing to watch. So I'm sure you all know that he makes great videos, but the documentary that you guys are going to see in the fall is so amazing. And we're so proud and honored to be a part of it, really.
Yeah, and everyone here, round of applause for that. We're fortunate enough to have a documentary made by Taylor. Save My Park, you can watch that. You did a fantastic job, and yeah, exciting stuff. Anyone else on that question? Yeah, great.
Besides Wildcat Coasters, 2 years ago, I started corresponding with Coaster Challenge, and the owner of Coaster Challenge is up there, David Cantu. Hi, David. And just recently, we started a podcast. So myself, I am the co-producer, and my fellow co-producer, Andrew Locke, is also here too. And we have been interviewing a lot of the well-known people in the coaster community. Jeremy from Buckeye Coasters has been on it. Jeff from Thrills United and Coaster Kids is on it. And we have a lot more exciting VIP people coming on the show. So we invite you to subscribe to our Coaster Channel podcast.
Awesome. Yeah, great. Thank you so much.
I have another, since we were talking about the RMC doc over here, I got asked to do the documentary poster for it, so I'm designing that, and I'm really, really excited for everyone to see it. I'm really proud of how it's turning out. It's amazing. Literally, thank you so much for asking me to design this for you guys. I do freelance if anyone needs a logo, a poster, or anything, just so everyone knows.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Yeah, this is such a nice community. I mean, really, we can utilize each other. We all have some artistic ideas, really just sharing ideas around the community is awesome. So thank you guys for sharing all that stuff. Scott, you have something?
Yeah. Well, two things. One, touching off what Gabby just said, she actually recently redesigned the Upstart Media logo. That was represented on the polo. She did a fantastic job. Yeah, it was. I mean, as much as Jefferson loved the old logo, I think the new one is really doing like really does the company justice. Talking about awesome projects. So I'll get emails all the time. Saying, hey, I want to do this project. I want this. I want that. Whatever. And I started getting emails from the Travel Channel, and I was like, this is too good to be true. And most of them are typically. And I was going back and forth, and then all of a sudden they'd be like, oh, hey, we have we have a new producer that's going to be on this. They might be reaching out to you, and this and that. And after about 6-7 months, I'm like, I'm not getting my hopes up. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, hey, we're booking travel for you. I'm like, oh, okay. So I just spent a good chunk of 2019 rigging cameras on rides for Travel Channel, and it was absolutely incredible experience. I even had the opportunity to film here at Kentucky Kingdom. I also did consulting for them, so they were like, hey, Scott, you know the industry, you know the parks. Where should we go? Who should we talk to? And what rides should we feature? And Jefferson, I'm so sorry because they had T3 on their list, and I said, no, do Kentucky Flyer instead. Just trust me, yeah. So I got T3 off the list, and we did Kentucky Flyer instead. So.
Well, now. All right, here's one. What attraction/coaster is so close to being good, but just misses the mark? How would you fix it? A little creativity here.
Cheetah hunt. To me, the biggest reason why I say that, I put that coaster on that list, is its restraints. They're just so tight that you just can't enjoy the ride. There's obviously options with Maverick, with a soft restraint, Storm Runner, Fahrenheit. But yeah, Cheetah Hunt, fix that ride. It could be so much better than what it is.
I'm electing every finished but unopened roller coaster in the country right now. So close to greatness, but so far. No. It's not G-Waz.
I know this is kind of like a common opinion, but Sky Rush, I really want to like Sky Rush, but every time I come off and I'm just crying in horses, and I really want to like it. I really do. The restraints bother me.
I'm like terrified to say this because apparently there's a lot of Ohioans in the group, but like the Beast, I mean, come on, like it's straight track. How can that not be smooth? Like,
RMC Beast.
So I just want to see King the Cog get it together because it used to be a good ride. I don't know what happened over the years. Now it feels like a car accident. So I want them to figure something out.
I'm sorry, but like Firehawk and Nighthawk, those restraints are not my favorite. Those restraints I'm just not a fan of, so that would be my run right there.
Even though I am like constantly thinking about Maverick at any given moment because I literally have a problem, it's restraints. If it was just a lap bar, it would be God tier, is all I'm saying.
Thank you guys. So I have a question for you guys. I'm always wondering this as well. I ride them almost every day. Storm Chaser or Lightning Run? Front row, back row? That might be two separate questions.
Back row, Lightning Run.
Back row, Storm Chaser. Back row, any RM.
Storm Chaser back row.
Front row, Storm Chaser.
Row T3.
Back row, Lightning Run.
No row T3.
I asked for that one.
My second no T3 period.
I think Storm Chaser, back row, I think. That's tough.
I see you in the audience. Storm Chaser, put your hand up. All right. Lightning Run, put your hand up.
T3, put your hand up.
Oh, there we go.
Get out of here.
T4, put your hand up.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. Why did you guys start your channels? Or why did you start getting into coasters? That's a good question. Why did you start your channel, or why did you get into coasters?
Okay, for the first question, I did not start the channel. That's all Taylor. But I got into roller coasters when I was pretty young. I used to do like little band trips to Great Adventure, which is right where I grew up. And the first roller coaster I ever rode, like big girl roller coaster, was the Great American Spin Machine. And if any of you ever rode that, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And I got off of it and I was like, I don't think I want to do that again, ever. Clearly I changed my mind. But I got on El Toro after that, and I think I marathoned it for like the rest of the day, and I don't think I've looked back. But I didn't know about the enthusiast community until last year. So I have to thank you actually for introducing me to all this, and all of you, because I love it. It's changed my life.
I mean, the initial reason I started my channel is I think my family and friends got really annoyed at me always talking to them about coaster content. So I needed some place to vent. So I came up with a roller coaster channel, and I think it's kind of evolution. Yeah, it's expanded from there. Now, I guess my goal of my channel is to encourage others in just to be a part of the coaster community. Roller coasters are awesome, and that's pretty much what I'm trying to spread.
So the first time I went to a theme park, I was 2. I was at Indiana Beach. It was actually, I went to a theme park before I went to school, which I think is kind of crazy. But my family, we would go every year, and eventually I was tall enough to ride roller coasters. And I feel like there was never a moment where I didn't like being in a theme park. I remember I was like 6, and I was like, I want an Indiana Beach themed birthday party, because I didn't have access to the internet, and I didn't know that other parks existed at the time. But that's how I kind of like got into theme parks. And then I started my TikTok account because I was looking for coaster content on TikTok, and I didn't really see any that wasn't like POVs that someone like took off the internet. So that is where my channel is.
So I began riding roller coasters when I was little because my dad is the one who pushed me to ride them. His belief was if you were tall enough to ride it, you were going to get on it. And unfortunately, my dad passed away 4 years ago due to Lou Gehrig's disease. And because of his passing away, I started Wildcat Coasters. And all of my merchandise says is dedicated to my dad on the back of my shirt. And when I first started Wildcat Coasters, I was actually the very first female coaster vlogger in the United States.
My story is kind of unique. My parents told me at the age of 16, hey, you need to get a job, and I did not want to go flip burgers. So Kings Island was my only option. So I went into ride operations at Kings Island, and my second night of work, they put me on drop tower. They said, hey, just sit up in the drop tower. We're going to have a meeting. And I said, okay. So I sat there. They knew that I had never ridden the ride or anything like that. Or they knew that I wasn't a big ride person and never ridden coasters. I rode Sea Dragon at the age of 10 when I was younger, and I got off that. And people were talking about what happened after I got off that. But that was my first big coaster ever, and I hadn't ridden a coaster after that, up to that point. And they came and they took the bar, put the bar down on me, set me up by myself. And that night, my life was changed forever. So that's when the enthusiast in me was born, and the engineer in me was born that night. And so that's when this industry came, and then back in 2019, I decided I wanted to share it with all you great people out here and all my followers and everything on Buckeye Coasters. So I thank you guys, because I do it for you. It's not for me. It's for everybody out here and all the panelists, or everybody up here, the panelists, Jefferson, the amazing media teams and stuff at the park. I do it for you guys. It's not for me. It's for everybody else. So thank you. Thank you guys.
I think I did answer this question, but first off, when I ask this question, if you guys have a question for them, just raise your hand. I'll come around to you and grab those. But what motivates you guys to continue to create content? What is that motivation behind and all of your great videos, all of your great drawings, coaster posters, whatever it is? What motivates that? If you have a question, raise your hand while they answer this.
So I'm motivated mainly because when I used to watch videos, I enjoyed all the content that I was absorbing, but I didn't really see myself. I didn't see queer, enthusiast of color. and I definitely didn't see broke losing. So that's my motivation, is just to like introduce a new perspective, you know, to the community.
So what motivates me to continue the channel is you guys, because I love the fact when I have my followers come up to us in the theme parks and say, hey, you're Wildcat, I love watching your videos, your posts, and it's because of you I continue to do my work, so thank you guys so much.
I'm definitely motivated by like all the support Chris has gotten. I know it was something that like I wish I had when I was a younger female enthusiast. I never saw like as many women content creators, and I wish I had that platform at a much younger age, and seeing all the younger girls, especially like last night and everything, just being so excited, that definitely like what's motivating me to keep going with that.
I mean, I do it because I have fun with it. I just think it's really fun.
So I just like to make POVs. You don't have to use the mute button when you watch them.
Ad revenue. No. It's super fun doing these videos. I love, like, obviously all the Coaster Studios fans are awesome. And it's just fun to, like, I don't know, bring like a fun, positive presence to everybody that at least I hope that's what I'm doing. And I've had so much fun meeting everybody. Like, I don't think I've ever met so many people in such a small period of time. Ever. And like everyone's so friendly and so fun, and that's where any stress that comes along with all the traveling and, you know, any struggles that come with, you know, relying on YouTube for money and things.
He's filming POVs right now.
Do you like eating sandwiches on rides?
I do really like eating sandwiches on rides.
Actually, we don't like eating sandwiches on rides.
Yeah, as a ride operator, don't do that. That's like a choking hazard. Sorry.
All right, we have a good question up here. What is your favorite coaster of all time? Good. Burning question.
Very good question. El Toro.
Big same.
Why?
Probably Voyage at night.
Fury 325.
You guys are gonna hate me on this. Mean Streak.
Girl, what? Who let you come here?
My local gem, El Toro.
Same, El Toro.
I think El Toro wins, guys.
All right, show of hands. El Toro or Voyage? El Toro go first. All right, now Voyage. Yeah, Voyage wins.
What is the craziest thing that has happened to you on a roller coaster?
Actually, when I was on spring break back in 2000 at Kentucky Kingdom, I hit not one but two birds in the front row of Chang.
When I was riding Diamondback last summer, we were going through the park like in the turnaround, and then a deer was like running around like at the bottom, and I was like so excited. I was like yelling. I was like, "There's a deer!" And I thought it was so cool. And everyone else was like, "Why are you like?" No one else like saw the deer and understood. I was like so upset that no one else saw this deer. I thought it was really funny, and no one else did.
So not technically happened to me, but I really love it when my 80-year-old grandpa rides roller coasters with me. So he's like marathon King of Ka with me. I love him. So he's cooler than most people.
Speaking of King of Ka, I literally lost my shirt on King of Ka one time, and that's the craziest thing that's ever happened to me on a roller coaster. Yeah.
I would say seeing my best friend on the lay-in course picking the mayflies out of his teeth after riding. That was probably the craziest thing ever. But it happens. Who's been up there during mayfly season up there and seen that? Yeah? It's crazy up there. You know to keep your mouth shut during mayfly season when you're riding up there.
So, to piggyback off of that, I always try to turn and look when the picture's coming, so I'll be like, and one time I ended up eating a dragonfly, trying to look cute on Ride of Steel.
My favorite thing, and it's not any coaster, coaster specific, but when you get that certain screamer that makes the ride so memorable. You guys all know what I'm talking about on that one?
All right, we've been asked about a ladies' takeover on Storm Chaser.
Are y'all in? You want to do it?
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, I'll do it. Maybe first ride ERT, we just meet up.
Yeah.
Storm Chaser?
First ride, ERT, everyone just go right in front of Storm Chaser.
Yeah, meet in
Sorry,
front of Storm
boys, you're not
Chaser.
invited.
Yeah.
That sounds good. It's gonna be done.
Yes.
I have a question for the gentleman in the front right here. Are you wearing a roller coaster shirt from Dollywood right now? You are a king.
We had to buy a whole bunch before they pulled it.
I love that so much. Hashtag roll R's.
All right, we have a question. What's your best day at a park ever, and then your worst day at a park ever? Ooh.
Okay, my best day was obviously last night, you know, female takeover, that was way memorable. Okay, and then the worst, I remember when I first became an enthusiast, mind you, I was like 11 years old, way obsessed with roller coasters, and I remember we went to Great Adventure once every year, and that was it. So the one time my family and I went, it poured, and that day I had my first panic attack because I did not get a ride El Toro, and you just saw like this 11-year-old child like having a mental breakdown because I did not get on El Toro. And I still vividly remember like how distraught I was. But to be fair, same, like still.
I'm gonna say my worst and best day at a park kind of all happened in the same day. I was at Cedar Point. I got stuck on Windseeker for like 3.5 hours. But once we got off, they gave us Fast Lane Plus and free meals, so I went and rode like all the roller coasters like 10 times. So I probably did more that day if I got stuck on the ride than actually if I didn't get stuck on the ride. So.
I think my best day was my recent trip to Universal's Island of Adventure because I finally got the Velocicoaster credit. Yeah, it was awesome. And my worst day was last year during COVID when some lady tried to fight me at Great Adventure because I asked her to pull her mask up.
Okay, so my best day was when my husband proposed to me in front of Maverick at Cedar Point. I don't have a bad day.
I would say one of my best days was we were at Disney World, and I don't know if you guys have heard about trying to get all 4 Disney parks in one day and hitting up all the major attractions. We actually did that in one day, and that was probably one of the best days ever. That was so much fun. My wife and I went down with a few of our friends, and we hit up every major attraction. And if it wasn't for some Disney magic from one of the cast members at Pandora giving us some fast lane passes that day, we wouldn't have done it. But that was probably one of the neatest things because they were first-time Disney people that went with us, so we were able to show them the ropes because we were about Disney so many times. That was really neat.
Thank you guys. We want some hot takes here. What's a coaster you like but everyone else despises? I think I know.
Everyone's thinking, they're like,
I like Gatekeeper a lot.
I feel like it's very unpopular with like enthusiasts, but I actually love the roller coasters at Disney World, and I feel like most people don't agree with me on that one, but I love Space Mountain. Yeah. Love Big Thunder Mountain in the back row. Expedition Everest.
I don't
roller
love
coaster.
Expedition Everest.
Thank you.
I have an opposite. Like one thing that I hate that every enthusiast loves, Magnum. Can't stand it. And I do not take
I hate that.
Thank you.
And Millennium Force is overrated.
Okay, I will take a Mamba or a Steel Force any day compared to Magnum.
I really love the end of Adventure Express. I know a lot of people hate it, but I think it's really funny.
My daughter and I do that every time we go up Bullet Hill.
Well, I guess it's moving now, but Scandia Screamer. Anybody? No, am I that old?
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's moving to Texas, and it's a high miler, and it just beats the crap out of you. But it has like some of the most stupid, scary airtime. So go to Texas and ride it out. It's opening, I think, this summer.
Okay, here's one. Just some thoughts on how to reduce some negativity and to bring everyone together in the community. What's your guys' thoughts on just bringing people together in the community because your community?
Stop complaining, like all the time.
I think just reach out to other people. I'm always talking to other channels and pages and groups, and I think we should just need to come together as a community. I mean, just come together. I can't tell you how many people I've met between Hollywood Nights this weekend and now Keys to the Kingdom. We're all one community. Let's just come together. That's all I have to say.
We're all here to ride roller coasters, have some empathy for other human beings. You know, we're all here for the same thing.
My number one rule, I do not go back and forth on the internet. I just let people be who they are.
Yeah, stay out of the comment section of everything.
You know, we're all one big family and we need to support each other, and that's the key.
Yeah, literally, just be kind. You never know what someone else is going through. So,
And just remember, we're talking about roller coasters here. It's supposed to be just fun. It's very lighthearted by nature. So try to leave all that negativity and all that at the door.
Yeah, and stop trying to cancel people. Stop digging into people's past, man. It's like, it's not fair to people. It's not fun.
And be nice to your write-off rules, because we appreciate that.
I think that leads us to our last question. Like, what does this community mean to you, and what makes this community to each of you?
I'm literally just here to make friends. So, you know, if anybody here wants to talk to me later, that's why I started this channel. It's just a way to express myself and to connect with others.
Yeah, I think what makes this community really cool is it brings people from all different walks of life together. No two people I've met have been listeners. You know what I mean? Like, you get people from all over the world that have like a common bond. So pretty much anywhere you go in the world, you can meet other people who are into this hobby and connect. And it's super dope. And I love getting to know everybody. It's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part, I mean, this is like a safe space for everybody too, to like not only enjoy your passions, but to really be yourself. And it's such an incredible group. I mean, I've been an Ace member now for, I don't know, 20 years, and it's just been incredible. It's been so life changing. I love everybody that's in it. It's amazing.
What I love about this community is the fact that we all work together. It doesn't matter if you're in a different state or a different country. What matters is that we are one huge community, and that's what it takes to get the parks to have the courage to do these great events every day. It's because of us in this community.
We're all a family here, and I mean, you have people up here right now we're here for everybody, and you can come and talk to any of us, and we're going to be here and support it for you and support it for each other. So just know that we're here for you.
really, the community means the world to me. Like, no one really understands. I made so many lifelong friends just for the same passion of roller coasters, which is a little weird when you think about it. How we all just really love roller coasters that much. But I'm so glad I found a community that understands, and I'm so grateful for all of you, and I love every single one of you.
Yeah, just like what you said there, Danny. I mean, just having a community, we all share the same interests in roller coasters. I'm sure we all have it, people in our normal lives, I guess you could say, that don't know why we like roller coasters. They think that we're weird, so it's great that we're able to get together and just have a great time.
Yeah. Thank you guys all so much. And from Kentucky Kingdom to all of you, we really do appreciate all of you. You all are fantastic people. We all love to interact with you guys. We have an awesome team. It's lots of fun. We just really try to cater to what you guys want. We may not always get exactly what you guys are asking for, but we try to get there as close as we can. And again, round of applause for our panel here. They did a fantastic job. This is amazing. They did a great job. Yeah, so So we have a lot to do today. We have a lot more rides to get in, a lot more inversions to get, right? So, all right, so you can buy your art across the street at the 5D store. You can meet any of the panelists, come down here, just be nice to them, talk to them. Let's really make this community a great place to be. And I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to have you all. So have a great rest of your day. We'll see you all again soon.